Hello everyone, welcome back to March's Planning Mess. I decided to do a plan with me video for next week because this is the kind of video that I am honestly looking for from other people to get an idea of how you're using this planner. So we're going to do the plan with me in my everyday carry, which is a Sterling ink N2 vertical, which is kind of a unique layout, and you don't see a lot of it out there on YouTube. So let's put my stuff out there into the mix and hopefully give you some ideas on things that you can do to use this planner. Okay, so next week in my monthly planner, I have it laid out for several of the things I'm going to be doing for the week. One of the big events that's happening is my daughter is, I have two. One is away at school, but the other one that's home at school is leaving for a 2-week mission trip to Paraguay. And so that is going to change my schedule significantly because most of the things that I do during the day involve taking her to music lessons and volunteering at her school. Some of those things I will continue doing while she's gone, but other things I will not. So it's a good week to do some planning that doesn't just fall into the normal category. So as you can see, I use my monthly spread as a normal calendar. I put down appointments and events, things like that are going on so that I can keep track and have that monthly overview. So those kinds of functionality is very important for how I plan. One of the things that I have to do while she is gone is I volunteer and teach art at their school for the kindergarten through 8th graders. My daughter's in high school. And then I also teach the string program at the school, which we will not be doing while the high schoolers are in Paraguay because a lot of our students in our group are in the high school program. But while they are gone, the choir teacher is going to be gone on that trip, and there is a group of 6th through 8th grade students that have a music festival coming up. And so she asked me to take over and teach them their choir music during the time that she's gone so that they'll be prepared for their festival because it's not too many weeks after they return from their trip that they go to the festival. So I've got myself a little note here to work with those kids during that time. And I have to arrange with those kids' homeroom teachers as far as when a good practice time is. So that won't go into the plan yet, but I have my little note here to remind me so I don't forget to do that. So as you can see, I've got the monthly tabs over here. These are from Coffee Monster Co. And these are set up at the beginning of each month in the weekly section. I could have done 2 sets of tabs and had them for the monthly section, but because those are all back to back, I don't know. I didn't have any that coordinated. We'll put it that way. I had 3 sets of them, but they were all different colors, and I didn't really want to mix them together. So I just decided that I would leave them in the weekly section. So the tab up here at the top, this is weekly, and you can see there's one here that says monthly. These came in that set as well. And what I did was these are Post-it tabs. And so what I did was I cut off the top where the color is, and I took this monthly thing and I stuck it on here. So this is removable, or is movable, and I can move it along throughout the planner to whatever my current month is. Same thing with this weekly and this notes tab. These ones are all movable. This one is not, the yearly one, because I have that on a specific page here. So weekly section, this is this week. I'm normally not a decorator, but I have these adorable Happy Planner stickers that they collabed with Rong Grong. And I just love these girls. They are so real and fashionable, stylish. Anyway, so I usually am one to, after I plan, to go in and add stickers like that week or at the end of the week. So, okay, here's this week. So I've gone in, I've written my week 4 since week 4. It's here, but it's really tiny. Like there's there's my finger for perspective. So it's probably like a 1 or 2 point font. So that is why I write it here, so it jumps out at me a little quicker. Okay, here's my little tab reminding me that this is where the mission trip, high school mission trip, leaves on this day. They are leaving from the school, so I will drop my daughter off at school with her luggage, and they will leave at some point during the school day, which is nice. Oftentimes these trips, they take one every year, and they leave at like 2 a.m., and that always stinks. So this is a nice chance to do that. Okay, so as I'm looking at my week, I'm going to just get in here in the front and pull out a ruler. Here, these are Jabun Techo. I got these off of Amazon. They are plastic. I have gotten the metal ones, and I haven't been able to purchase the metal ones that I had my eye on because they've been out of stock. But the ones that I had purchased from Amazon, if you ran your finger along these areas where there's cutouts, it would actually like catch and like snag on your skin, and it could easily tear your skin. They're just very sharp. The edges are not beveled in any way. And so I've kind of switched over to these plastic ones because though they don't last as long in theory, they're not hurting me. Okay, so Mondays. My Monday is, as you can see, pretty free. The only thing I have scheduled so far is the talent show. They're going to do talent show the day before they go on their trip, and my daughter is getting to do a Bach violin duet with her best friend, and so they have been looking forward to do this since they were little, and they looked up to older kids doing this really unique piece. So we're really excited about her talent show program, which is going to happen at lunch on Tuesday. So that's the only thing I have in there. Now, normally she also has a violin lesson, a group lesson that she can go to down here at 6 o'clock, but her teacher did tell us in her lesson yesterday that due to her trip coming up and the performances that they're preparing for in the group that she won't get to perform in, there's kind of no point for her going unless she wants to. So we probably will not do that. So I'm not going to mark that in. She would also normally have a violin lesson here, which of course we're going to miss. So the only, I do have a hot lunch. So every Wednesday, I'm going to move this tab because that's not needed as a reminder. Every Wednesday I do a hot lunch. So let's mark that in. I usually come at drop off at 8 o'clock, and I go up to the kitchen and I get myself prepared. My aunt comes and helps me, and we usually prepare a hot lunch for 25 to 40 students and adults. It all depends. Like I rotate during the things that I do, and so for hot lunch, and so some things are more popular with some groups than others. But we're going to do the pasta bar this Wednesday. That is a popular one, but because the lady who does hot lunch on Thursday always does spaghetti, I don't do the pasta bar very hard because you don't want to do those back to back. But since she is the one taking the kids on the mission trip, she will not be doing her spaghetti meal on Thursday. So we are going to do pasta bar. We'll take advantage of them being gone and do that fun meal that the kids really like. So I have that to do. We also have a youth group on Thursday evening, and I'm going to mark that in because they have asked me to come in and teach a drawing honor to the 7th and 8th grade kids in the youth group. So I'm going to put that in. Our youth group is called Pathfinders, and it is open from 5th grade to 12th grade. And it's really fun. It's kind of like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, but they're together, and they do camping and crafts and all kinds of different honors that they earn, and they wear uniforms. It's real fun. They also like to do a lot of service in the community. So anyway, I'm going to help teach that. My husband is in charge of that group, and he does that with my daughter on a weekly basis. Okay, so those are the two things that I have going on this week besides talent show. Monday I would usually have my strings class, but that is canceled for this week because we have no school. This is a no school day. So I will probably mark that in here with just a line because I'm going to probably use that space for whatever I end up doing that day. So from 8 to 3, it is MLK Day. No school. This pen, if anyone is interested, is a Dr. Grip 4+1 Pilot. So we've got 4 colors and we have a pencil, which is like a 0.5. And these I think they're a 0.3 something. It doesn't say on the pen itself, but they write like a 0.3, which is what I like to use in here because if you're going to have something this small, you need to be able to have small handwriting, and you cannot achieve that with a fat pen. Okay. I think that's pretty much what's going to happen this week. Now, I do need to go make a trip to Knoxville and get my daughter's violin worked on while she is gone. So it looks like Thursday and Friday, or I could even do it. So it looks like next week, not only do I have hot lunch, but I also am teaching art on these days. So, I mean, I could technically do the Thursday or the Friday as well of that week to go to Knoxville. Or, so this is when the mission trip comes back on Wednesday. And my other daughter has a home leave from her boarding school. So I will be spending this day driving to get her. So I do potentially have a Monday and Tuesday that I could go to Knoxville. We'll see. I'm not going to pencil that one in yet or write it in an ink because I probably want to check in about when those choir practices are going to be. So I think this is enough to get my initial plan. Now, what I will continue to do to this as time gets closer, because this is Friday, and it is Friday the 17th. This is today. So as we get a little closer, I will figure out things like the weather that I'm going to fill in here. And I will get closer and talk to those teachers, figure out what their plan is as far as those choir practices, because then I can put those in, and then I can figure out any other kind of trips or things that I would like to do with my time. So it's going to be a quiet week, quiet couple of weeks, having my youngest gone. My oldest is turning 18 on February the 1st, and she just called me last night saying she's kind of sad that it's her first birthday away from me and not sure what to do. So we're planning to travel up there and surprise her for her birthday at her school. So that's another thing to make this week kind of busy. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's see. I do have a couple more things I can plan for the weekend. So for church, I do teach the 7th and 8th grade class for their Bible study time. So I'm going to put that in. And that's pretty much it. Sundays are my day for planning for groceries and cleaning out the fridge and all of that sort of thing. So my week, I'm sure, will probably fill up with some errands, maybe a fun day, hopefully that trip to Knoxville. But this is kind of maybe what I will do for Knoxville. I'm going to show you real quick. So this is, I plan in 2 places here. I plan in my weekly section. This is like the layout of the day. And as you can see, like as I'm working on the actual day, I'll start filling in, okay, for this time slot between when I do my walk and when I have to pick up my daughter, what am I going to do? And I'll start filling in the kinds of things that I want to spend my time on doing during that time period. So like for today, I have no appointments other than making sure I get my shot. But when I get done with this video, I'll sit down and say, okay, from this time to this time, I want to work on this task, and I'll start writing these small things in to do. But this is more like the hourly overview. So back here in my notes section, this is where the tasks are. So I'm going to take this out here really quickly. So in back here, these are the blank pages at the back, and this is a compact, so I don't have a ton of them. But I have enough for 1+ page per week. So here I've got my January. These are kind of my habit trackers. Things I want to do, my mood tracker. So I try and keep those up to date. I've worked on several running to-do list ideas, and as much as I like this, it kind of stopped working for my brain after a while. So I've switched over to more of this layout where you've got the day of the week and you write it down. So what I liked about the running to-do list is what I dearly hate is to write down a huge list of things to do, because I always over plan what I think I can get done. And so I write this huge list of things to do, and then I don't get them done that day. And so, I cross out the ones I get done, and then I rewrite the next ones on the next day's list. And I end up writing sometimes the same task every single day of the week. And then it might move to the next week if it's something I'm putting off or just can't get around to. So with this one, it was like, well, I'll put it here and I'll just give it a day of the week and just keep moving it over. And that has worked quite well in a lot of ways. But then it also, because they're spread out and I have to kind of look on this vertical thing for what's happening, that's kind of messed with my brain a little bit. So what I settled on last week, and you can't tell because this is the finished product, but how it looks in reality is, okay, so here was Thursday. This was yesterday. These are all the things that I wanted to get done potentially. My daughter wrote duffel bag here in pencil because she couldn't find Post-it notes. So I put them on Post-it notes. All right, so I haven't gone through and done this, so let me just show you this process really quickly. Okay, I wanted to do laundry. I did the laundry. I finished everything. I do have a couple loads to fold, which I will work on today, and then I have to put it all away. So here's kind of my master laundry list. I don't know if you can see. I just check. I kind of end up doing laundry about once a month. And so as I'm getting, this is, the column for washing, drying, folding. So I've got 2 more loads to fold, and then I have to put all of it away. A lot of this is my daughter's. I usually don't do hers and have her do hers, but because she has this trip coming up, she got overwhelmed. I'm just like giving her a clean, hard reset. And we've also had to go through her clothes and kind of weed out the stuff that she isn't wearing. You know how teenagers are. They like something in the store and then they bring it home and can't find anything to match it with, and then they never wear it. She does that quite a bit. And so she's finally realized, maybe I just want some plain jeans instead of pink ones or flowered ones or ones that look like the American flag. So we needed to go through that. So anyway, this is kind of an epic laundry run for me. So this sticky note, I have a place in the back where I will store it when it's done. But everything is laid out here on sticky notes. As I accomplish it, I write it down, and the sticky note either gets thrown away or gets moved over here. Because like this one that says trash, that happens. We live somewhere where they don't pick up our trash. We have to take it to a recycling dump center. And so there's Tuesday and Thursday are the 2 days of the week that the one closest to me is open, the convenient one. And so those are the days I plan to do trash. I could have done trash yesterday, but I looked at it and I'm like, there's really not enough to make it worth it. So instead of throwing the trash sticky away, I'm just going to relocate it over here to next week, because it will happen again. Now that was an errand. I needed to drop off some money at the church, which I did. So this one can get thrown away. Burn boxes. My husband is working on that today. I did work on the bedroom cleaning up. But I have to finish that one today. Mop the kitchen. I did that one. And that one I'm going to go ahead and mark off here because these are all kind of on the same one. Mop. Okay. So this one, I'm going to move it down here. Okay. What is this? Okay. I did work on my oldest daughter's planner for next year. But it is not done. This is something, can't spell. This is something that is a recurring task. I might work on it today too. Okay, Abigail's suitcase. We at least got it out of the basement, but that still needs to go upstairs. And her packing list. We didn't get to that last night. The duffel bag, I did that this morning. So that was basically what I got done Thursday. I thought I would be home more to work on things. I ended up doing a lot of things in town. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off Thursday there. Now we have Friday. This is today. So as you can see, I'll write Friday in there later when you don't have to sit there and watch me do it. So this is now my list for Friday, all the things I didn't get done from yesterday. And she wrote this in pencil because she couldn't find a sticky note. So we'll just erase it. I did get it done this morning. I guess I should give myself credit. I'm one of those people, writing it down is so important to me. Duffel bag. This is a bag to carry some violins we're taking to Paraguay and then donating to the school there for those kids. So we needed a bag that could fold up, so they have to pay for every bag. I think you get one checked bag and then you have to pay for all the other ones. And because they're doing eye clinics and music and all kinds of things, we're taking a lot of extra bags that have to be paid for, but we don't want to pay to bring it back. So having something that folds up has been super helpful. So I had a giant duffel that fit 2 of the 3 violins we want to take. So I took that, got that loaded up at the school this morning. Okay, so the rest of these things are things I can get done today. What I should write down here on this one is my laundry put away. I hate this part. My husband found this awesome meme where they're like washing your laundry, 4 or 5 hours, drying your laundry 4 or 5 hours, putting your laundry away 7 to 10 business days. It is so true. So very true. But I'm going to get that done today because I have the goal of getting my daughter's suitcase packed. So I do need to go through, sort out all of her things and get that stuff put away. So that is on my list of things to do. So anyway, I hope this is helpful to you. As you can see, like I've got next week started over here, week 4. I got Monday put in there and some of the recurring things that happen on those days. They are not going to do this hot lunch for a while. I have to buy, for the Tuesday hot lunch, I buy the groceries. They do like a taco salad. And so I buy that for them and get that set up for them, even though I don't have to be there cooking and dealing with it. They're not going to do it because it's talent show and they're ordering pizza for that. And that's that week. And then they'll be gone week 5 and they'll be gone week 6. So I will move that all the way over here because when we get around to week 7, when I need to buy that for them again, then it'll be there. All right. That's kind of how I do my planning. And I'm going to get off my video here, sign off here so I can actually get to work. But I hope this was somewhat helpful to figure out how to use this space. I'm somebody that came from a Happy Planner background with a classic size, which, do I have one that's handy that I can show you? It's kind of a B5 size for those of you that keep track of that sort of thing. I'm sure I've got something. Yeah. These are... I'm dying laughing. Look how big this is compared to that. So this is a humongous change. I mean, going down from a B5 size to an A5 just seemed insurmountable last year when I worked on my Hobonichi cousin last year. And then by the end of the year, I'm like, this is huge. I don't want anything this big. And I've just been getting smaller and smaller since. But I think the Sterling Ink N2V size is just the sweet spot of small, portable. I mean, this is about the size of a wallet, to be honest. Slightly longer than a wallet, but it's kind of the size of a wallet, so it's easy to put it in my purse. And having this little clip on here, it keeps it from getting dinged up. I wish this would fit a little better. I need to keep working on it with some heat to get it so it doesn't flare back so much, but it just really is a nice sweet spot. So being able to use something like this and have it with me with my to-do list and my schedule on the go. I have this with me at all times, and it's really helpful to be able to do that. So I really, really love this size and layout, and I'm very thankful that Sterling Ink has this product available for people like me who need this plan, this layout, because this is the same size as a Hobonichi Weeks, which I have and I use for my meal tracker, and it works very well for that. But being able to plan out something as light and portable as that, but has a vertical layout, is amazing. And I get why people don't do it, because this is only 6 little squares wide. That's really small. I mean, I get it that people aren't excited about planning in a space this tiny, but it does work if you can write small and you can get a nice thin, ultra fine pen. So if you're interested in giving it a chance, it does work. And I have been really happy with how this has worked so far this year. And this arrived in December. And I was because I started, your Hobonichi Week starts the first week of December. Used it that week and I was like, must own one of these in a vertical. So I searched, found it, and because this one doesn't start till January, I actually got on my computer, made the grid, I even got my numbers to line up. I mean, it looked exactly like this, and I printed it out on stickers, which I put on Post-it notes that I cut to size and stuck in here. I used this thing for 3 weeks like that, and it was just so exciting. So I've actually got a little bit more experience in this than this shows here, but super excited about it, and looking forward to a little bit of downtime and hopefully things to keep me busy so I'm not lonely without my youngest as she is gone. So I'm going to sign off now. You all have a happy time planning and enjoy your week.